They took your name, your land, your language, but not your legacy. Reclaim it at africanancestry.com.
You've spoken openly about the importance of mental liberation, right? In a past interview, you advocated for what you called a mental declaration of independence. Can you expand on what that means and why it's so necessary today?
Well, actually, A.C. Hilliard made that reference when he wrote the introduction to my first book, From the Browder File. All of us have to have to know that we have the capacity to be free and to be willing to think yourself into freedom. Everything that we do is a result of things that we think. So whoever controls what we think, whoever controls our thinking, as Carter G. Woodson says, controls your destiny. So if you realize that you have an obligation to be free and understand that freedom is not free, freedom requires constant effort, constant striving to better yourself. And once you achieve this elusive thing called freedom, then you've got to constantly work to maintain it. So if you realize that it's a way of life, it's not an objective, it's a process. And as long as you're engaged in that process, you can retain your freedom. And every time you're free, then you're going to be confronted with more obstacles that will challenge that freedom. So it's an eternal struggle, and it's that struggle that keeps you alive. It's that struggle that makes life worth living. And it's what we're here to do, to know what freedom is, right? And to be willing to express and demonstrate freedom as you move through the world, so that your courage and your ability to express your freedom will inspire others to do the same. And that's how we change from this hole that we've been in for 500 years or more. There's been a deliberate effort to constrain our freedoms, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So if you're physically free but are not mentally free, you ain't free. If you're mentally and physically free but not spiritually free, then you're not free. So to make a total declaration of freedom is to understand what freedom is in its totality, and not be satisfied with relative degrees of freedom, but to immerse yourself in the essence of this state of mind, really, this state of consciousness that allows you to tap into the greatest expressions of freedom known to mankind. And that's life. Well, there's an old African proverb that if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. And most people don't know where they're going because of how they've been socialized. This system is designed specifically to prevent people of African ancestry from knowing who they are, and consequently tapping into, cultivating the power that has always existed within them. So as long as we remain confused and ignorant of our essence, we will become whoever our oppressors say we are. So that's the game, that's the system, that's the war that we've been fighting for over 500 years. So in the midst of all of this conflict and confusion, organized conflict, organized confusion, there will always be a handful of souls who understand what their mission is, why they're here, and they will keep the flame of knowledge lit, so that when people are ready to see the light, they'll see it glimmering in the distance and hopefully make their way to it and hopefully understand what they're seeing, realize that they're on the threshold of something much more than they've ever been told. And if they have the courage and belief in themselves, then they'll continue down that road and come to know why they are born and what it is that they're supposed to do in their lifetime. That's the goal of every human being on earth. And once you realize that objective, then no obstacle on this planet can stop you from achieving what you were born here to do.